Hi, it's Emma Holmes from the Launch Queen, and I'm going to talk to you about getting your business running and getting to the point where you can sell vast quantities of what you have to offer and make the very most out of your business. And there's a process. And I see so many people trying to emulate other people on the market. I see so many people copying what other people are doing, and some of it's subtle, some of it not so subtle, some of it quite blatant. But what you've got to do is you've got to think about your business, what your business is going to look like. And when I look at people who are going to start out on a new coaching business, and they're going to coach to people, and they're going to get online programs together, and it's all going to be amazing. Yes, it might be amazing, but you've got to start at the beginning. This isn't something that you can jump over. This isn't something you can skip. This isn't something that you can fast track. The very first thing that you need to do is you need to work out who your crowd is going to be. Who are you going to offer your coaching business to? Who are you going to offer your online services to? Who is your crowd? And that has got to be really, really specific. And I have this conversation many times a month about people looking at who their ideal clients are going to be, and often they're very vague. And the more you can hone down on who that actual person is that you're going to be selling to, the easier it will be to attract them to your business, to start to gather your crowd around you, to start to get them interested in you and what you're going to do and what you're going to offer. So the very first step is defining who your ideal client is. Then you must look at their problems. What problems are they facing? And if you go, don't know, then ask them. It might be that you know people that would be that ideal client. It might be that once you start to put together a little bit of a crowd, and you start to get a little bit of a following, and you've put up a Facebook page and you've started to get some likes, that you could put a survey out there and ask them what their problems are that you can help them with. Because you're better off designing a product around the needs of your market than you putting a product together and then trying to find a market for it. Because you need to look at what your market needs, what they're struggling with, what they need help with. So for example, when I looked at bringing together my Launch with a Little List program, fantastic program, because what I saw happening is I saw people looking at getting their products and their programs out there into the big wide world and kind of falling on their face a little bit, kind of doing all this work and being really excited and putting it out there, and it being a little bit of a flop in their opinion, that they felt that they actually didn't get what they wanted to. Some people didn't sell any. Some people just sold a few, became really downhearted, became really disgruntled, started to think, well, there's no market for it, there's no audience for it, nobody wants it, my product's useless, it's rubbish. But actually, what they did is they didn't look really clearly at their ideal client to start with. They didn't look really clearly about the pain points. And I know that it always sounds really horrible that you've got to play on people's emotions a little bit, but that's how people recognize themselves. And I am so sure, because I have done it, and I know most people out there have done it, that you have read an article or some copy, whether it be for a freebie, whether it be for something paid before, and you've got, I feel like that. That's me. That's me. And then somebody's gone, I've got your solution. I can help you. I can save you time. I can save you money. I can fast track you. You can learn from my mistakes. You go, oh, tell me more. Tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. And that's because you've recognized yourself in those pain points to start with. You've recognized that yourself in those problems that they have expressed to you at the beginning of that copy. Your ears have pricked up, your eyes have lit up. You know, you've gone, but they can solve those problems. They're my hero. And you've resonated with that really, really, really in your heart, because you then want to find out more. And that's how you need to bring together a program. You need to make sure that your audience can identify themselves, and that you're then providing a solution for the problems that they're currently experiencing. So you start with, who are your audience? You start to gather that audience around you, and then you bring together a product that helps that audience to solve problems. So your first step is who, then your next step is gathering, then your next step is, in the background, you're going to be looking at what sort of product you can offer them. In the foreground, you're going to be allowing people to get to know you a little bit, to start to like you, to start to trust you, and you're going to give. You're going to give. You're going to give them lots and lots of valuable information, and it feels really uncomfortable at the beginning. It does. Feels like nobody's ever going to buy from me because I'm just telling them it all, giving them all that information. Why would they ever then buy from me? But actually what you're doing is that you're becoming the go-to person. You're becoming the person that they want to find out more about. You're becoming the person that they go, well, if she gives me this much away for free, can you imagine how much I'll get from being part of her program? You also need to be building a list during this stage. You need to be starting to collect together email addresses for the people who would be potentially interested in what you're going to do. So you need to look at providing them with something for free, a quid pro quo, a bargain for a bargain, an exchange. So if they give you your email address, you will give them whatever it might be. And that will then give them an opportunity to look at your work and the way that you work and get to know you a little bit more. It'll also give them a reason to give you their email address and to sign up for your list. So you need to be list building in the background, in the foreground, while you're creating in the background. You need to be going through and nurturing relationships, answering people's comments on your Facebook page, interacting with people on Twitter, getting to know people, enhancing that know, like and trust factor. Because once you're then in a position to put an offer before them that solves their problems, then they're going to buy from you because they've got a relationship with you. They need your product because you've worked on the basis of providing them with a product that they need and that they want and that solves their problems and that fast tracks them and that helps them. So they're going to then want to buy from you. So you need to go through the stages of building your business before you put something out there to offer. One of the things that is really easy to do at the beginning of building your business is to throw an offer out there really quickly because you want to start making money in it. But if you haven't got the crowd and you haven't started to put together a crowd and nurture a crowd of ideal clients, then you're not going to get the reaction that you want. You're not going to get the masses of people buying from you. The other thing that I see people doing is that they then go off and they enhance and enhance and enhance and enhance and start to put together. They're not specific in who they're talking to. They're quite generic. And when you're quite generic, you're not getting people falling in love with you because you're just a bit meh. You're neither nowt nor summit, as my mum would say. You're neither nowt nor summit. And you're not going to offend anyone. You're not going to put anybody off, but you're not going to have people falling in love with you. So you need to start thinking about getting those relationships together. The other thing that I see people doing, and I know it's difficult not to do at the very beginning, is scrimping on their business, scrimping on the things that they need to be doing. You need to be able to put a little bit of money aside to put together adverts for if you're looking at your ideal client, if they hang around on Facebook, you need an advert going out there to increase the likes on your Facebook page, because there's only so far that your Facebook page will carry organically. So you need to be able to target the right people to like your page. And Facebook's amazing at targeting, and it's amazing at you being able to put your marketing message. No other platform can you define your marketing message and the audience that it's put in front of to such an extent as through Facebook marketing. And I would also suggest that you have an advert running to your freebie, so your list builder, because what that does is it allows you to gather your crowd a little bit quicker, and it allows you to get people on your list a little bit quicker. And you can do really low cost advertising. You can get down to £1 a day on your advertising with Facebook, so that you have not massive bills to do it, and you can do it for short, sharp periods of time. You don't have to do it for the whole month, but you can have adverts going out there for short, sharp periods of time. You really need to make sure that you're investing in the right areas so that your website looks good and it functions. Okay, so that you have a functioning website. You have a website that is mobile compatible, because so many people now access data via their mobile phones. So your phone needs to be fully mobile compatible. Your website needs to be fully mobile compatible, and that it's easy to navigate and people can find their way around it. And I would also suggest that you don't scrimp on the way that you deliver content to people ultimately. So making sure that you use one of the email newsletter providers for your e-newsletter and for housing your list. You can get free options on MadMimi, MailChimp, and you can do that. But when you look at delivering your courses and your programs, I think it's important that you put together a designated members area. And if you've got a WordPress website, then Wishlist is a great plugin for putting together your members area. And I've got a little class in the shop over on the Launch Queen website, www.the-launch-queen.com. If you want to look at how you put together a Wishlist website, it takes you through step by step. But if you're not scrimping on the way that you deliver your content, then obviously people see more value in that, and people see that you have a designated area that they go to, that they're well looked after, that it's professional, and that they're able to access that content whenever they want to. So don't scrimp on the things that are important to your business. And I know you're thinking, oh, that's really easy for you to say, but I've been there and I've scrimped and I've not got the results. And then I've invested and I have got the results. So I'd like to be able to hand on the baton in the position that I'm in, rather than the mistakes that I made in the past, so that you can learn from them rather than having to go through them yourself. So go through the processes that you need to go through. Some things can't be shortcutted, and those things are getting that right ideal client and getting that tribe around you, starting to gather your crowd and getting them on your email list. Those are the things that you mustn't shortcut and that you must put your attention to. Bye for now.